What's up guys, Armadyz here. I'm back for another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be answering some of your questions, well, specifically Super Neon Man Guys' questions. Why? Because he left a ginormous comment. In fact, he even left another one that we'll be answering in this video. So, you know, he had discussed a lot of things in this comment, so I will be discussing them and sort of answering them in this video. So if you had similar concerns, you know, then you might want to watch this video because it might answer some of your questions, so keep watching. Last thing I'm gonna say before I begin answering his questions is when he left this comment, it was marked as a spam. And I assume I gotta blame Google for that. Why? Because, well, Google, I don't know what is wrong with them, you know, this year, or maybe it wasn't, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. They keep screwing things up, they screw with YouTube, but anyway, yeah, it was marked as a spam, I assume by YouTube bot. So, you know, Google, we don't like you. Anyway, so let's answer these questions. So the first sort of question that this guy asked was about Skyward Sword. Basically, Armadyz, you are having trouble emulating Twilight Princess, you keep having frame drops in some points, your map keeps disappearing and stuff like that, and you don't have the remotion thingy, so how are you going to play Skyward Sword? Well, to answer the first part of the question is, if I'm having trouble emulating the Twilight Princess, how the hell am I thinking of emulating Skyward Sword? Well, the thing is that Twilight Princess wasn't sort of the easiest game to emulate. That doesn't mean that Skyward Sword is, you know, hard to emulate. I think that Skyward Sword will be easier to emulate, and we will not have, you know, map disappearing problems and stuff like that. Now let me explain you one thing, and this is why I can't properly emulate Twilight Princess. And, you know, I either have frame drops or the map keeps disappearing. So why the map keeps disappearing? Well, that's because I'm using my graphics card to play the game, and that results in the map not working. Now guys, if we learned anything throughout gaming, you know, in the past few years, is that graphics cards love doing graphical things, okay? They love it, you know, and processors don't. So when I put the game on RAM mode, which is essentially you're using your processor instead of your graphics card, it does, you know, the map works, that's great, but guess what? The frame drops tremendously, and that sucks. I shouldn't be having these kind of problems in a 2006 game, not at all. So, you know, I either have to play with a broken map, but great frames per second, or I have to play with a horrible frames per second, which I don't like, and working map. So what I do in my Let's Plays is when I want to use the map, I switch the modes, and then I look at the map, and when I need to go back to the gameplay, I just, you know, use my graphics card again. So that kind of sucks, and I think that Skyward Sword, even though I didn't test it, but I think it does not have this problem. I think Twilight Princess, if I read it, you know, I read somewhere on the forums, only Twilight Princess has this problem. If that's the case, the only problem I need to solve is the remotion thing. So, you know, speaking of remotion thing, let's talk about that. Do I really need a remote little thing to play my games? Now let me tell you guys, I'm a fan of controllers, like actual controllers. None of this remotion little thingy majiggy thingamabob. I don't like that. Okay, I used it once. It was kind of cool for a couple of minutes, but then I was like, you know, I was over my friend's house, like, dude, you have to use this all the time? He's like, yeah, I used it to play like 100 hours of this. Like, it must be very annoying to play after a while. It's like, yeah, no, you know, yeah, it does get pretty annoying. So, I don't know, I really want to use the controller, so even if I have to get the remotion thing, I don't know if I will use it. Because that's not how I play my games. Guys, please understand that I'm a PC gamer, and even as a PC gamer, we don't have the remotion thing. And, you know, for people over at PlayStation and Xbox, you guys don't have that too. Only Nintendo's Wii had this kind of thing, so I don't know how it's gonna work out, but if I get a profile, a controller profile that works with my controller, on Skyward Sword, I will use it. If I have to get a V-motion thingy, then I don't know, I'll think about it. But that's answering those questions. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'll work it out. Okay, so moving on, another thing that this guy discussed was playing what's my next sort of Zelda game will be. And even though I said I'm gonna, post up a poll on which game I should play next, chances are you guys will vote on Ocarina of Time, but you never know. Okay, so you guys can vote on anything. But yeah, I will pull up a poll. But this guy basically said it's best that you play Ocarina of Time first. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, but as far as I know, I can play any Zelda game I want to, but I will put up a poll to which you guys wanted to play, because obviously it's a channel, and whatever you guys want, I will play it. So there you go. And before I'm gonna answer this next question, he also states that he's a huge Zelda fan. He completed all of the games to 100%, and that's just brilliant. And I know there's more of you, more Zelda fans like that, who decide to watch this guy who is not the biggest fan of these kind of games, play blindly this game. And that's really cool. That's amazing that you guys tune into my videos. I'm really, I really appreciate it. So there you go. So answering the next question is kind of like, you speak really good English. I wouldn't agree to that, but okay. Did you learn it mostly from school, or was it, from TV, games, movies, or YouTube? That's a great question, because it was really all of them. I mean, my grammar is not really good. You guys can agree that I make quite a lot of grammar mistakes in my videos, but please keep in mind that I am Lithuanian, and I'm not going to say that Lithuanians are terrible in English. I'm going to say that they're not the best. So, some of my classmates are kind of terrible, not to brag or anything that I'm better myself, but, some of my classmates are just bad, and I would say that, again, not to brag, if any of my friends watching, I'm not that bad, okay? I am okay, so, but where did I learn my English? Well, I guess this is going to be very interesting for those of you who are trying to learn it or something like that, but I did learn it from, mostly what this guy posted. I did learn it from games. I played a lot of games, and it really did help for me. I mean, some people will say, oh, games don't help you learn stuff, but they do. I mean, my English was really, I wouldn't say inspired, but I really did learn a lot from games. TV, not really TV. TV shows, yes. But a TV are like in Lithuania, you only get like Lithuanian channels and Russian channels. That's all you got. So there you go. Movies, I only really watched movies in Lithuanian until now. But now, if I watch a movie right now, I do watch it in English, because that's the way you should be doing it. And YouTube, yes, YouTube helped me a lot. Again, I watched a crap ton of vlogs, podcasts, and that kind of thing. If you really are trying to learn English, just find one thing that you really like. For example, I don't know, basketball. I bet there's a lot of basketball-based podcasts that you can listen in, and just pick them up, download them, with the YouTube download or whatever. And put them in your phone, or whatever, and you can just listen to that while you're in the bed, while you're trying to sleep, or something like that. It really helps me to sleep. Right now, I'm also listening to some audiobooks, and I'm currently listening to The Zero Marginal Society by Jeremy Rifkin, which is kind of like a futuristic type book that speaks about future and stuff like that. It's really great. So audiobooks, there's another thing that you can try to learn, improve your English skills upon. So, but if you have, again, this is kind of like a tip. If you can, you should also work hard on at your school. So, definitely my grammar is not going to improve because I use these audiobooks or whatever. They will improve if I'm doing, exercises at school, in my English class. Okay, so another question is, what kind of microphone do I use? Now, I'm gonna show you guys a little thing. So if you go on my channel, so that would be in the URL would be youtube.com/Armadyz, so you can do that. And there's a home, little tab, videos tab, playlist tab, channels tab, discussion tab, and about tab. Now, this is kind of weird. I wish that Google would fix this, or YouTube. I don't know which to who to blame on this. They really screwed up this year. But if you click on About page, it will list everything. And this has been since I started YouTube. And you can check out my computer specs, my my software that I use to edit and record my audio. But if you are a lazy bastard and you don't want to check that out, I'm using a Speedlink Capo Desk and hand microphone. It's a cheap microphone. Honestly, I got it for like $6. I think it was on sale. And yeah, it's super cheap. It does get the job done, although. You can tell me, guys, what kind of quality it is, and if you think it's good or not. But yeah, and I record my audio with Audacity, and then it gives me a raw file of the audio, and it's really cool. So yeah, I use that microphone. And finally, have you heard of the live streaming software XSplit? Yes, I did, and he basically discusses how I can use XSplit to basically record older games which do not support fraps. I will look into that, but please, if you can, reply to this video if it sort of creates raw files. Because Camtasia Studios, it does not create a raw file. What a raw file is the one that you can basically play from anywhere, from your Windows little application thing. If it does not create a raw file, I assume it is. I assume it does create a raw file. I think that Camtasia Studios is the only one that does that. It's a great software for editing, but I'm not a fan of it. But there you go, guys. So that's it. That's all the questions that I've got. If you got any more questions, do submit them. I might do a Q&A in the future once I get, I don't know, I guess, more of you guys decide to tune in my videos and subscribe. And, I will probably do a Q&A. I do have one Q&A already done when I reached 100 subscribers, so just search that on YouTube. I will put up that little Q&A in the description. So there you go. And overall, I think the channel is growing, and it's kind of great. I mean, it's growing slowly, but it's growing, which is kind of cool. Since the beginning of my sort of Twilight Princess series, channel did increase, and I did get a lot of subscribers and a lot more viewers, and definitely really cool to get you guys here to watch my videos. It's fantastic. Now, so for those of you who might want to support me even further than that, then turning off ad block is a nice thing to do. Although if you are concerned about my financial situation, just don't. Okay, I'm a 11th grade student, and you shouldn't really be concerned about that. I still live with my parents, which means it's great, and I really don't need money at the moment. But if you want to give me extra pennies, which is whatever, then you can turn off ad block. But honestly, okay, guys, just listen to me carefully. If ads really do annoy you, then you can turn on ad block at any time you want. I really don't mind. I use ad block myself on some of the websites that are really annoying and have really annoying ads. But overall, if you really want to turn on ad block, do so. I really don't mind it. So there you go. Again, thanks for asking me questions. Let me go back a little bit in the page and check out what was your name, because I forgot it. Sorry for that. And yeah, so huge thanks to Super Neon Man Guy for submitting his questions. And I'll see you guys in the next episode that either it is Zelda or Oblivion, or maybe it's a random games episode, or whatever you decide to watch. Just thank you for watching.